So hey guys, in this video we are going to create this hyper-realistic lips drawing. So without wasting any time, let's begin.
On the corner where the shadows creep, whispers of the city, secrets they keep. Underneath the street lamp steady burn. Life's a game of dice, wait in your turn. City lights shine, but they never
So guys, let's start by creating the outline first. So I'm going to use my mechanical pencil and my B pencil to create the outline. You can find the reference image in the description down below. So guys, first of all I'm going to use my B pencil and add a base layer on the outside of the lips using cross hatching technique. After adding the base layer, you can blend it using a dry brush or a cotton. Now I'm going to use B graphite powder using my dry brush and add a base layer on the lips. Make sure to darken your outline so that they don't fade away in the blending process. Now use a smaller brush and then fill the remaining gaps in between where you need the darker highlights, and I'm going to use my 9B graphite powder for that. Make sure to darken every darker area possibly so that you don't require to use the pencil for shading the darker area. Now use your 5B pencils to do the shading furthermore. I'm using the pressure technique for this process. Now use your 5B pencil to add some strokes in between to give it the depth required. Now I'm gonna use my mechanical pencil for the sharper strokes in between to add the curves and the wrinkles in between the lips to give it a depth and a 3D look. Make sure to blend it thoroughly using a dry brush. Now use your 8B pencil to shade the darker areas. Now use a perfection eraser to add the sharper and the softer highlights in between the lips so that it gives a 3D look. Now give a guiding shape to the bigger highlights using a perfection eraser so that we could fill it away using a jelly roll pen further. Now use a jelly roll pen for the sharper highlights. Now use your mono zero eraser to add the wrinkles in between for a sharper and a 3D look. Now use a kneaded eraser to pick the excess graphite. I'm gonna repeat the same steps further to create the upper lip. Now use your jelly roll pen to add the shorter and the sharper highlights in between for the reflections. Now let's move on to the teeth. First I'm gonna darker the outline of the teeth using my 2B pencil. Then I'm gonna use my 2H pencil to add the base layer in between. Now blend it using a dry brush. Now use a perfection eraser or a mono zero eraser to add the highlights in between the teeth. Now use your jelly roll pen for more sharper highlights in between the teeth so that it would look more realistic. Now use your kneaded eraser and gently dab it over the darker areas to remove the excess graphite to create the perfect effect as given in the reference image. Now use your perfection eraser for more perfect highlights in between, and after that you can use your jelly roll pen or an electric eraser. Furthermore, I'm going to use the electric eraser for the sharper highlights in between. Now use your mechanical pencil and add some strokes nearby the highlights so that your highlights would appear more brighter. So guys, let's move on to the cherry, and the shades are given on the top left corner which I have used. So I'm gonna use the green for the base layer and then yellow in between to merge them, and after that I'm gonna use my mechanical pencil for the darker shadows in between that. Make sure to clean the surface of the cherry before shading it. Now use your red color to add the base layer on the cherry. Now use the other shade of the red for creating more depth and shadows in between the cherry so that it would look more realistic. Make sure to go back and forth with your pencils because it would take more time to create the cherry, as because it's hard to blend the color. Now use a black pencil to create the shadows on the cherry. Now use your electric eraser or mono zero eraser to add the highlights on the cherry. So guys, let's move on to the lower lip, and I'm going to use my 3B pencil to add the base layers and the shadows in between, as well as the strokes. I'm going to use only 3B pencil for that. Make sure to blend the layers thoroughly with your dry brush. Now use your 5B pencil to shade the darker areas on the lower lip. Now use your mechanical pencils to add the sharp wrinkles in between. I'm going to use 2B lead in the mechanical pencil for that, and after that blend the layers thoroughly. Before using the mono zero eraser, make sure to sharpen its tip by rubbing it on a sandpaper so that you would have a cleaner tip which will help you to get more clear highlights on a drawing. Now go with the same technique back and forth we have used for the upper lip, and we will create the lower lip by that process only. Now use your mono zero erasers to add the wrinkles in between. Now use your kneaded eraser and gently dab it on the lips to create the more softer highlights. reinforce with your tools to add more depth and 3D look in between the lips. Now use your jelly roll pen for the main highlights. Now add the minor details in between the lips using your mono zero razor, mechanical pencil and jelly roll pen. So guys, with this last step we are ready with our drawing right now, and make sure to subscribe, like the video and share the video. See you guys in the next video and next tutorial. So make sure to stick around with us.